Hi guys, Kim here. Utilising the full moon's potential in Virgo, 18th of March 2022. So it's kind of, the energy of this starts today and it'll go like 2 days into beyond that. So maybe the 20th, 21st of March. The full moon energy is always accentuating the shadow side. So the side of ourselves that we'd rather not look at. But the full moon shines a light on it brightly and allows us to see it. The full moon's an opportunity. It illuminates that shadow side to allow ourselves to work on these aspects that as yet have not been dealt with and have been hindering us and hindering our progress. So some months the full moon energy is not more dramatic than others simply because, personally, each one of us has worked on different aspects of ourselves and resolved different aspects. So one person can have a completely different experience than another depending on the work that they've done on themselves. This month the full moon's in Virgo, so we can expect sudden changes because of the influence of the other planets around it. So if you're able to recognize yourself as a control freak, then I suggest you take a back seat with this one if you can. As the next few days it's going to really test that aspect. People are going to be pushing your need to control the external world. So those areas that you're trying to control, regardless of the people or the situations, are going to be pushed to the limit. We are, all of us, going to have to sit back rather than get up and run into the furore. Try to recognize any feelings of anger as they rise in us. And if we don't do that, then the world may well spiral out of control. Acceptance is perhaps a key, so kind of like watch it rather than get involved in it, or recognize it as being outside of self. I do feel that this full moon will be a great learning for many. It might be okay for those people that are able to see themselves as controllers or as the need to control, because those people will be able to recognize that they're doing it and step back and go, not doing that. Just watch out if you do recognize that aspect in you. And if you don't recognize that aspect in you, then you soon will, I think. It's about the need for us to recognize how we are over the top. That point where we become anal about something, that point where we are able to recognize that state, acknowledge it, recognize it, and then stop doing it, stop being so finicky about stuff. If we're not able to do this at this time, we're going to be pushed to the limit for the purpose of getting us to breaking point, so we do recognize it. This is deliberate. I think what I'm saying is that this full moon has the potential to create some massive chaos in our external world, and if we're not ready to handle it with fluidity and adaptability, then we'll get caught up in this spiral of chaos that we could have completely avoided had we simply just been cool about it. Those of you who have close associations with Virgos in your life will know how anal they can be about things. The good thing is as we coming to the end of Pisces and beginning of Aries, a great many things that were not possible will become possible. Hard to say what I mean about this, as it hasn't happened yet, but I imagine the energy of being able to help ourselves more fluidly will come into action.